Teo Poppovic from Brazil. I'm one of the writers and directors of Neurotic Quest for Serenity.
I'm Daniel Furlan. I'm one of the actors of, what's the name of the movie in English?
Neurotic Quest for
Neurotic
Serenity.
Quest for Serenity. It's better. I think it's better than the Portuguese one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm Paulinho Caruso, the other director and writer of Neurotic Quest for Serenity.
What is it in Portuguese? What's the title in Portuguese?
He knows.
It's Transtornada Obsessiva Compulsiva. It's a play on words on obsessive compulsive disorder, which is an illness that the main character suffers from. And way back in the first draft, it was more centered on that, and then on the late drafts, it wasn't so much. So we had that title attached to the project, and now we're more happy with it because it's more about the character's quest for fulfillment and happiness, and all the comedies that she doesn't find it at all. So,
well, that's right. I mean, I guess thematically, this is a film that is about. Well, it's in the title. It's about the quest for happiness, but it being unattainable.
Yeah, exactly. It's just we thought, even though we were doing an absurd comedy, we thought at looking at it from a very existential point of view, very human point of view, and just not finding it and just looking for something that it's not palpable or touchable, and just finding the ridiculousness about it. So. Yeah, so I think that's where the theme of the film just took off and brought us to the final result. Just looking for this and just finding these bizarre obstacles. I mean, the main character is a very famous actress. She should be happy, and she just finds these bizarre encounters with Danielle's character and with the stalker character and with the ghostwriter. So it's a movie about. I'm not really telling the story here, but it's a movie about. It's a quest, so it's a trip. The movie is just like a trip into a void.
And you get to play with many different, types of films throughout the film. In terms of, you open with almost like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic dream sequence, moving into the more traditional world elements. Can you talk a little bit about playing with the other elements of film, like the post-apocalyptic sequence and some of the others that you have throughout the film?
Actually, what we look at for is I think it's our first movie, so there are of course a lot of different kinds of movies that we like and that we wanted to at least exercise during this project, So we decided that we should open the movie with something that catch the attention of the audience. So we decided to make this mixture between Mad Max and the first RoboCop movie. Remember the scene where the RoboCop shoots the
rapist's
dick off? That's the scene. So we made a mixture of our references from the 90s
and a lot of comedy. I think it's about satire and just playing with this film types, and I think in 2018, every single movie has been made, and we just wanted to play that too. The audience must have seen all these movies that are inside this. And it's also about soap operas, which are really big in Brazil. They're really serious business. And Tata Werneck, she's the main actress. She's also one of the creators of the project. We did the embryo of the film together, and just as we were writing and shooting it, she became this. She was a really a genius underground stand-up improv comedian, and she became one of the most known soap opera actresses in Brazil. So suddenly she lived in a mansion. She had with a lot of cats. It's sort of like Billy Wilder's film, the one with the mansion and the ape. It's sort of like a Sunset Boulevard sort of way. So we thought that this whole melancholy about being famous should also be in the movie. But we've played with a lot of types to end the answer.
And I want to talk a little bit about your role in the film. I guess for starters, what attracted you to the project?
Well, the opportunity of dyed my hair blonde, I guess, which was unfortunately was my idea when they invited me. I said, I think this character should be
Yeah.
blonde.
It, it was in the contract, I think.
and- no,
You
and-
really wanted it.
And when they agreed, I thought, oh no, they agreed because it was a stupid idea anyway. But I like the character. I like the character from the start, and both Theo and Paulinho, they told me they wrote it for me, and I believed it. Nowadays, when I remember it, I was so stupid to believe that, but I believed it, and I was very happy to have a character written for me, even though that's probably a lie.
Yeah,
but you were sweet to make up a lie for me.
I think we wrote it for you, but we didn't know you, so we thought about you, which is the underdog.
Okay.
And
Okay. This guy's
yeah.
a loser, stupid.
No,
and
I like
pot
to say underdog.
Who's the actor?
Yeah, and he
Okay,
he works
yeah.
at Fnac, which is
Okay,
like this
Thank you.
sort of like store.
So you're
depressing
saying it
store.
wasn't much of a stretch for Daniel for this role? Is that- is that
yeah,
what you're getting to?
yeah, he has a different self-image. I don't know. It's like no,
You're so sweet.
no, but it's in the movie he's the character who's closer to happiness because he expects nothing from life.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Zen
Yeah,
loser.
He probably thinks that the quest for happiness is probably a waste of time because
course.
there's no point of pursuing that. I think that probably
Yeah.
would be his opinion about.
Life is not the end. Life is not the, the destination. It's the trip.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie we googled a lot of like fulfillment quotes and just like the shallowness of like the internet, which is just shallow and deep at the same time. Self-help books.
Oh.
Yeah.
I read in some earlier interviews about this film that because it has a very Brazilian sentimentality to it, you weren't sure how it would translate for other audiences.
Yeah.
But if you were looking at these sort of universal ideas of happiness and the absurdity of it, then it's understandable why it has resonated with audiences from around the world. Can you talk a little bit about kind of the Brazilian qualities of the film, and then how that has ended up, crossing borders in the way it has from Brazil to Estonia to Austin and everywhere in between?
Yeah, no, I think the whole experience of making this movie was like, we wanted to do something different from the Brazilian kind of comedies that they're making in the market now. So,
and just to say that the most popular genre in Brazil is comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one that reaches most audiences. It doesn't mean that the film is going to be a success, but it's people can talk to more people doing comedies.
Yeah, and they're making like a lot of comedies that are spin-offs of characters from TV shows and soap operas that they already like a kind of a guaranteed audience for the sales agents and all that. So we decided to go in a different way with this movie, which I think is totally different from what is being made in Brazil. And now we are having the opportunity to see how like the audiences of Estonia and now US, like they watch the movie with like not expecting anything of like the actors that are famous in Brazil, like here they're only like characters playing a story and so on.
But it's also parodying that sense of celebrity and kind of how useless they are.
Because celebrity culture is really absurd and pointless. And in Brazil, it's also, I think for international audiences, they all know about celebrity culture, but it's also very specific celebrity culture. I think in Estonia, for example, a lot of people there were like from Eastern Europe and countries of the north of Europe, but a lot of them watched soap operas. They knew what a soap opera was, and they watched like Brazilian soap operas. So people connect to that, and like in Estonia, people they really talk about depression like an everyday issue, because a lot of people have depression in Estonia, so they got the depressing part of the film as well. So I think the fun of it is what relates to everybody and also what's very specific. I think that's the whole game about films, international films. You just see what you understand and what's different.
Has there been anything that surprised you in terms of seeing it with an audience here or somewhere else, that it surprised you, that the things that people have been laughing at that you maybe didn't expect people to find funny?
In Brazil or here?
Outside of Brazil.
Outside of Brazil. Well, it's really surprising, but it's really interesting to see just what is like I think mainly like the fart jokes are the ones that get everybody. I mean, there's one fart joke that I think it's amazing. It's a Daniel fart joke. He wasn't really up for it, but it's like the biggest laugh for everybody. But if you search, we sort of Google it when we were doing the release of the film, and the oldest joke dated to history. I mean, it's people called the Sumerians or something. It's like from way back before Christ. It was a fart joke, and it said something. It was like something like, "What a woman can't do: fart in her husband's lap." That was a joke, also very sexist, but it was like one of the most dated ones. So people got that. And it's always funny because when they're more on the text, people maybe just don't get so much of it, like Portuguese to English, but they also get something. I think it's really interesting. I don't know what they're going to get here in the U.S. because, well, of course, there's people from all over in the exhibits, but I think it's going to be, I don't know what to expect about it, but it's very, I mean, we wrote it very inspired by USA comedies, because we grew up on them in the 90s, like the Farrelly brothers, the Zucker brothers, and the Linklater Apatow and whatever, and it was, I mean, I don't know, so I think maybe they will look at themselves looking at us, I don't know, just to put it there.
Even the kind of the talk shows, when she goes into the talk show, it reminded me of like the Larry Sanders Show or something like that. The absurdity of even that idea with the monkey and all that.
Monkey, stupid animal tricks.
Yeah.
The monkey, he actually bit Tata, the actress. In the back, before shooting it, he actually did really bite her. The movie was like crossing the reality all the time. Like events in the movie actually happened. She in that started, she didn't really like you, right? And after she really liked you. She didn't know.
She tried to kick me out of the movie because she didn't know me. She wanted to put a friend to do my part, like an unemployed friend to do my part on the movie. Unemployed friends. I think she tried to squeeze lots of friends on my part on the movie, but I thank you guys again for not listening.
We want to.
She tried to put it there.
Yes.
And finally, for each of you, and we'll start with you, what do you hope people take away from the film? When they see the film, what do you hope they experience and take away from it?
I think like this, we have this message in the movie, which is like everybody's searching for something, and the only guy is really happy is the one that's searching for nothing, which is Daniel's character. So that's the kind of message that we want to give to people. But they also, I think the people also carry a lot of like. They go to sleep with the image of someone losing his balls. That's a good image to take away.
You want to add anything?
Please say your do your answer. I'm still thinking about mine.
I don't know. I'm always trying not to learn anything on these movies. I don't know. I didn't learn anything, I guess. I don't know if that's the question. Even technically, I'm always trying not to learn anything about cameras and acting or anything. I don't know. But I think it's maybe the good thing about the movie is there's not a clear message of like teaching you how to think about things. I think it's very open. Yeah. I think that's a good thing, I guess.
I would like people to think why cinema is still so attached to happy endings, because we really tried to do this movie. We started from not having a happy ending, just from a long epilogue, Just if you have a longer epilogue, you're not going to have a happy ending. So why do we still, up to this day, people still sort of expect happy endings? So I think people are happy without the happy ending at this film, mainly.
I really like that. Well, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck with the film as it continues to journey around the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.